Hi, I'm Dr. Nanaz Pirnia from Mind Therapy Center, and I'm a psychoneurotherapist. I have combined brain therapy and psychotherapy for a better brain. We can look at the underlying cause of problems of teenagers, kids, and adults, and without the need for psychotropic medications, we can help the brain to heal itself. Brain is neuroplastic and epigenetic, meaning what we do to our brain matters. Today I have a very important message for all the parents. It's something that I'm really alarmed, and I see in my office more and more of kids and teenagers that are using and abusing drugs, from weed to more heavy-duty drugs, to street drugs, to alcohol, and any of those opioids and medicated drugs. I have a sample of everything that parents need to know and be aware of, because as you're going to see, many of these equipments and tools, they look as if it's part of a computer program. They make it really nice for the kids to have more incentive to make the kids use and abuse the drugs. I can tell you that we have over 8 million kids in America that are addicted to drugs and psychotropic medications. I see more and more of psychosis and even schizophrenia if the kids start early. Now that I do brain mapping, the brain of the teenagers with the speed of 600 times more has to develop, and any use of drug or alcohol, any interruption is invasive, and it alters the brain waves, and it affects the learning and thinking and the mood of the teenager. So let's look at what we have here. I want to show you first that they have many ways of hiding the drugs. So this is a book, an encyclopedia, dictionary, and then when you open it, kids can actually have a compartment to use different or hide different instrumentations or equipments that they have. I wanted you to see weed, and if your kids say weed is not a drug, don't fall for it. The most traumatic experience for the brain is using weed, because the THC that makes them high lasts in the brain neurotransmitters for 30 days. And it eats all the good neurotransmitters of the brain, and that's why they have a mood problem and they cannot study and they cannot concentrate. If you see equipments like this, that it's almost like it belongs to a computer, and many parents don't know much about technology and computer. Always want to know what your kids have in their room. You are supervising your kids, and let me tell you, before age 18, you actually have full control over your kids. If you feel that they are behaving or acting differently, if you see a change in the mood or appetite or sleep, if the grades are actually not good, you can take them and do a urine test to make sure that they're clean. That is your right, and use it. You have heard of Juul and Suzi. They are one tablets that they have tobacco, and one is the weed one, and they use different fragrances that they're all toxic. I can't tell you how many kids that we took to the emergency room because of using Juul, because it totally affects the lung. It blocks the lung and circulation of oxygen. They get comatized, or they will have many complications. And let me tell you, anything we do, it's going to affect the brain, and especially the growing brain of teenagers. We cannot do drugs and be successful. We talk about edibles. Unfortunately, anyone who's over 21 can go to one of these drug labs and buy any kind of weed that it's edible. They look cute, and they have all kind of, it looks like cereals, different types of cereals. And what it does is it has THC in it, it has weed in it, but unfortunately they cannot decide what is the intensity of THC and if it's equal in all the parts. We had many incidents with younger kids that accidentally ate this, and they went to the hospital because the brain overdosed and it was a traumatic brain injury. These are all the utensils that they may use to make a hole and sniff on it. And you may find a grinder that usually kids say that this is for my pencil sharpener. It's not. And they grind the different types of drugs in it, and they use the pipe. And also they may have cigarettes because they will wrap the weed, they mix it with tobacco, and they smoke it. I really want you to get a good look at Joel and Suzi because they can take it to school and it doesn't have any smell, and kids are doing it in the bathrooms or even in the classroom. Be aware of what your kids are doing. Weed is also a very heavy-duty drug that if we use it at a young age may bring psychosis or may lead to schizophrenia. Drugs, use of the drug alters the brain cells, affect the feelings and the emotions of your kids, and they will never be able to be successful in anything else. What we eat, what we do, and how we live matters to the brain. Take care of yourselves. We are in a different room with a different service from the Mind Therapy Center. This is the most amazing neuro spa, we call it, that it helps the brain and all the brain cells with the circulation of oxygen and many other modalities for the five senses to have a good balance, a good feeling. I call it a spa that equals almost going to a real spa for 10 days. This is the most innovative way that we treat the patient after every session of neurofeedback to feel better and to optimize the body circulation and the brain circulation. What you see is the motion bed that we created at Mind Therapy Center. The motion is like the baby in the womb, and based on the like of people. Right now I have Suzi Khatami, and if you like it to go fast or slow, Suzi, you usually the patients tell us. And also I have a Beamer mat, and this mat helps the circulation of every cell and optimize the wellness of the brain. And usually we include this in the motion bed and the services we give to the patient for optimizing the body and brain health. I also have a brain tapping device. As you know, the five senses bring the information in. So Suzi right now has light, music, motion, tapping, and also I have included many messages that I use in hypnotherapy. So based on the need of the patient, if he has stress or they don't sleep or they have depression, we will adjust it to the need of the patient. Right now, Suzi is getting 30 minutes of a neuro motion bed experience to help the brain and body. Come and try it at Mind Therapy Center.